Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to share the overview about the smart card. A smart card is typically a type of chip card. It's a plastic card that contains an embedded computer chip, either a memory or the microprocessor type that stores the transact data. This data is usually associated with either value, information, or both. So, what is this smart card is all about? This card, the data is transact via the reader, that is a part of a computer system. A system that enhances with the smart card are in the use of today's throughout the several key applications, including healthcare, banking, entertainment, transportation. All applications can benefit from added features. It has this proper security with provided the smart card. Okay, so it can hold up to 32 bytes. Okay, 30,000 bytes, and it is if it is a newer smart card have math coprocessor, then it will have the regular reassemblance also, and it also performs the complex encryption routine quickly. It will also have the encryption routine very fast and very quick. A smart card can bear reassembling to a regular credit card, partly because it is one, and if you have a card with the microprocessor chip, I'll tell you, to pay for a purchase, you are the proud owner of the smart card, right? So the small microprocessor chip embedded in a smart card, which store personal information, is used to authenticate your data and ensure that your personal details aren't easily stolen. So they will be able to have a protection or encrypted format which will have a proper authentication to store your information with the proper security without any personal detail can be stolen. This microprocessor is hidden in the small rectangular and the golden contract part on one side of the card, which you would have seen already. So which we are going to see now. It's a plastic card, contains an embedded microchip, available for more than 10 years. So far, not successful in US, but popular in Europe, Australia, and Japan. Even in India, we are using. So it is a critical mass um, smart card that supports application. Unfamiliar with what a microchip is, you need to understand basic thing. It is basically a fantasy way of saying you have a mini computer inside your credit card or your smart card. The purpose of that microprocessor is to offer enhanced security for your personal data and the financial transaction which you do. When the chip is processed by the chip reader itself, it is basically talks to the host computer and transmit your data quickly and securely also. Okay, so there are two different, one is contract and contactless, which we have seen in another video. Contact and contactless, which we have seen in another video. You please refer. In unit 1 we have also seen the contact and contactless type of smart card. While there are two different, which is self-explanatory in the word term itself, the contract smart, which requires a contract of the card reader. You need to have a card reader at the cash register, like while the card contactless smart card, which is utilized with only with the radio frequency, where you just have nowadays you just tap on it, you will be able to pay. If you have, for a good example is like that, where the identification card, when the employee is entering, they just show it when entering inside the building or entering inside the office. They'll just show it. It scans without even having a what is that, reader in it, right? So it just scans with the frequency itself, right? So it varies. Yeah, the smart card have the varieties of uses ranging between the healthcare ID cards. Nowadays, even if you go to a small any hospitals, you'll find the ID card with the cards of that particular patient. That information will be stored only in that, the medical histories to translate it, and that also makes the uh, travel easier. If you're forgetting anything, it will be there already in the card itself. So, or just if you give the number of your contact number, anything will be able to recollect the information only with that help. So it is just a plastic card. There are 4 different types we have. This is actually started, how it is evaluated. It is evaluate in amazing pace, where the personal computer, fax machine, pager, cell phones. This smart card history is like reaches back to the last millennium, like 1990s. Demand in their technology, where the offline credit card transaction was happening, and some factors were driving and growing interest in the smart card, including declining the cost of smart card. This security issue was there, but the smart card technology to the forefront of the business transaction even in 1990s. So this, we have different types of smart card. We call it as a plastic card or a smart plastic card, which describes any card that is capable of relating the information to a particular application, such as magnetic script, optical script, memory card, as well as the microprocessor card. So it is to refer the memory and the microprocessor card, which we are using and which we are familiar with the smart card term. Okay, this magnetic script is nothing but it has the script on it and attached on its surface, and the standard technology which is used to the bank card to store the data, which cannot be updated. Okay, which cannot be updated. Fine. So is best example is a credit card. And then the electronic micro card. Electronic micro card is again like a script, but it has the variety of data: financial, personal, specialization, any information, but cannot process information. It cannot process the information. Then is the optical memory card. Optical memory card is that some form of laser to read and write the card. That's all. And then the microprocessor card is that it looks like a standard plastic card, but it is equipped with the embedded integrated circuit. Okay, it is equipped with the card OS, which can store information and process it and perform difficult calculations, that is complicated calculations. This card takes the form of either the contract or the contactless card. Okay, so when I talk about this contract card, which has the card reader, mostly all chip card built from the layer of different material and the substances that would brought throughout the proper gives us card specifically life and the functions. Typically card today is like made of polyester or the polycarbonate. So there is a chip which will have a card layer, or printed first and then laminated, and then the large press, and the next is like having a blank and the proper cut in that, and then connected to it. And this is like having an embedded chip in that plastic card, where it will also have various steps, and then continued with proper package of which logo, what exactly is the organization, and mentioning how it works. Is that going to be a memory card, or it's going to be a magnetic stripe card, the storage information, everything will be based on the card which they are going to construct. Okay, the capability is to record and modify the information on its own without any physical intervention or the production required to it. So it is like automated system. The data can carry or it can be updated instantly. That's how it is. So once you swipe it, it takes it automatically. The transaction happens also like that, right? So next is what the construction of the smart card is like. You are locating it and then inserting it. You're just uh, using a card, inserting a card and taking out, you get the money. So when it is having a speed transaction, you need to have a proper security also, even in that. So when the information is stored, that you need to take care. So here you can see the construction of the smart card. This is how it is, and this particular chip will be inserted in a card which will be helping us to draw the information. So these are the few examples which we have: Visa, MasterCard and International card. And the next is the we have current applications like payphone, mobile communications, and then banking and retail, electronic fees, healthcare, ID verification, as well as the access control. So these are the different cards which we have in the daily basis. So it is like authenticated ID, and it will also have the medical records, e-cash, as well as for personal profile. Government also has the license like Aadhaar, and even if you want to purchase anything in a shop or food court, even for food court you have a card, right? So first it is introduced in Europe, okay, nearly 3 decades back, 30 years back. Smart card is debuted as a store value tool, just as a pay phone. Okay, first it started with a pay phone to reduce the theft, to reduce the um, mm, theft, or to avoid the risk to do any transaction. So they introduced this. So payphone is the first one which we have. It was introduced in Europe, and then continued with the different forms. So as the smart card and the other chip based card or adjusted or advanced with the advanced technology, people found new way to use them, including the charge card as well as the credit purchase, and for the record keeping also. So in US, then they came up with the mobile communication, and then they came up with the banking and the retailing concept. So firmly integrating them into everyday life. Many chip card program in the governmental applications came into picture, and many industries also implemented the power of a smart card, and then it was implemented with their products such as GSM, digital cellular phones. So before that, there was a TV satellite decoder also, which was having a dim size microchip that can be processed. Okay, and unless or unlike a passive device such as the micro card or the uh, magnetic stripe card, that can only store information. It can only store information. But microprocessor smart card is active and able to process the data itself. Okay, so which started bringing in each and every steps in each and every levels. So these are the current applications which we are using in the smart card and telecommunication. With SIM, which we are using it in all the mobile phones, that is subscriber identity modules, SIM, which we are using in the smart card technology, and which is required all the phone systems under the global system of mobile communication, which we call it as GSM. It's a standardized form system, we call it as. So here we have the interface of smart card, so how it works and which one is contact smart card, contact less smart card. And then next is there are different smart card readers for loyalty and stored values. Any or another use of smart card is the stored value, particularly loyalty programs that tracks and provides the incentives to repeated customers. So each and every industry started bringing in new concepts and new types. So what it does, how it processes, it starts and it asks you the ID. So when you opt for it, you are giving your username, password. If it's okay, thank you. If it is not, then re-enter if it is a wrong password. There are few advantages. It is more flexible, more secure, and portability is also high. Increasing data storage capability, because it is going to be useful for 10 years. Over 10 years period of time, you're going to use the same card. And reliable. You will be able to secure your data with that particular chip or the card, we call it as. So it is like an atomic and debt-free transactions which you're going to do with help of the card. And it is also be feasible for every small transaction. The information which you are going to transfer will also be secure. It has a anonymous potential, which is more secure for the physical storage. There are few disadvantages also, like it is having a low maximum transaction limit. It is also high in infrastructure cost, and there is no not widely used and all these things, but still it has more of advantages. And why the smart card? It improves the convenience and security of your transaction, right? For any transaction, it improves and convenience it also temper the proof storage of the user and account identity. The smart card systems have proven to be more reliable than other machines, which is a readable card like barcode or the magnetic script. With many studies, they have found that the reader's life, that card reader's life, that improving and demonstrating much lower cost of the system maintenance. And the smart card also provides vital components of the system security for the exchange of data throughout the network, virtually any type of network. Okay, so it provides the vital components of the components of systems security. They protect against the full range of security threat for careless storage of user passwords to sophisticate system hacks. It is also to cost the manage as well as to manage the password to restart for our organization or even for the enterprises in the very high manner, thus making the smart card a cost efficient is like a solution for an environment. So it also protects against the full range of security threats. The multi-function cards can also be used to manage the network system, access and store the values and other data also. Worldwide, people are now using smart card for wide variety of daily tasks, which also includes the SIM card, telecommunication card, which we call. It is also include the GSM, right? The global system of mobile communication. It is also includes the USIM, that is Universal Subscriber Identification modules. So for e-commerce, it is also helpful for e-commerce. It is also helpful for the banking issues. It is for all. It is also for the healthcare. So many things it is helping just to convert, as well as to normally it will require any of the information to reduce the time. Paperwork can be managed electronically by the customer with the help of the smart card. Okay, so with this I'll close this, and next video we'll see in depth about the smart card processing. Means there are different forms, how it has formed, and what is the processing payment card and all. We'll see in the next video. Thank you so much for watching this video.